What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. Today, I have a very special co-host with me, Andrew Spencer. Andrew, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, Joe? How we doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for coming out. Like usual, we're going to go over a Bachelor Nation breakdown, Clickbait of the week, and then our very special guest. Did I also say you're my very special co-host?
Yeah, you did. So it's a double special.
Oh, it's a double special episode. Tajwan is here. She was on this week's episode of The Bachelor. I'm sure you guys saw it. If you didn't, check it out. We're also going to break down the episode. So before we get started, let's catch up with Andrew a little bit. Anything new? I know it was your birthday a few weeks ago. I was there.
Yeah, you were there, man. Appreciate you for being there, man. That was huge. Yeah, just a birthday. Nothing really too crazy. I'm looking forward to this week, the Super Bowl in Waste Management. So my brother is actually in the Super Bowl, so can't wait to go and see him play. So that's pretty much all that's going on.
He plays on Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he does.
Is he a starter?
Yeah, he's a starting middle linebacker. He could be all pro this year, so he's
nice.
He's the cool one in the fam.
And you guys you're going to the game, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, well, tickets are like $11,000 a pop. So I know I'll be down there for Waste Management. I'll be doing some things there, and that leads right into the Super Bowl. That's also in Arizona, so I might just tailgate and rock my 57 jersey, but that's about it.
Who is the crew? Who are you going with?
Actually, star-studded crew. We got Justin's coming. We got Rodney's coming. Nate's coming there. Greg is pending approval from the missus. We got Mike P will be there. And I'm sure Clay is going to come down at some point. But that's, very standard. Always the same guys we hang around. But and Trey. Trey's going to be there. Yeah.
So that is the standard crew. Who's your number one guy out of that crew now? I know it was Greg. I feel like it was. I feel like, what'd you say?
So you're trying to start a war right now. They're going to be texting me in the group chat about this.
Well, I feel like it was Greg for a while, but now Greg is with Victoria. And,
yeah. So if I had my MySpace top, I would definitely go with, I think Greg still got the spot right now. We actually talk a lot more than everyone thinks. He calls me at 10 a.m. every day. It's so weird. Okay. And then I think I'd go Justin, and then I would go Rodney. We all talk a lot now. But then
Wow. So Rodney moved up the ladder, huh?
Rodney made some great strides up the ladder. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I would even put Nate, Mike P, and Trey all in the same. Well, Mike P a little higher. He's different. He's more like a relative because he's like the dad of the group. So,
yeah, he's the good boy, the non-drinker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's all good to know. Let's get into the Bachelor Nation breakdown. So first up, we have lots of wedding news. Hannah Ansluss and Jake Funk got engaged. She posted it on her TikTok, on her Instagram. Jake is also in the NFL. He was on the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Now he plays on the Colts. But very happy for Hannah Ann. I know her personally. She used to be a co-host on this podcast. Any thoughts when you saw the TikTok?
No, I mean, I met Hannah actually in LA for a party with Nick Vial, and she was really sweet. So, I mean, I'm very happy for them. And obviously, Jake Funk, I mean, I've heard of him being in the NFL. I know a couple of guys through that. So, yeah, I mean, very proud of them. Just they're doing their thing. I didn't really see the TikTok, but I feel like it hit all the Bachelor tabloids for sure.
It did. There was a pan. And it was like she said yes, and it was like written on like rocks on a beach. It was very, very, very romantic. So happy for her. I also I wanted to bring this up because I did spoil it, which I didn't know I was doing at the time. But Susie's also been helping us co-host, and I know there was a rumor that you guys were all going to live together in LA. Is that still alive, or is that now?
So the band I think it's dismembered right now. Okay.
Did I have anything to do with that? Did I potentially screw that up?
No, I mean, not really. I think most of it, we didn't want it to be like a huge thing. I think it was just kind of, we were all heading in the same area. We thought it would be cool to just kind of, move out there. But now it's just me and Justin. I think she's got her own place. and like I said, we're just doing like a short stint, so it's not like anything crazy. Just 2 months, and I'm just, I need to get out of Chicago because it's like -2 right now. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's rough. Okay. Also, Hannah Godwin and Dylan Barber announced a wedding month. They're going to get married this year, 2023, in August. We have very happy for them. They've been together now for I think it's been at least 3 years, 3 to 4 years. They're also a lovely couple, but we have a lot of Bachelor in Paradise couples getting married in 2023. Serena and myself being one of them, Hannah and Dylan, Dean and Kaylin, Becca and Thomas, I believe, Tia and Taylor, which Taylor wasn't on the show, but Tia was.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Do you plan on attending any of them? Whose do you think you'll be invited to?
That's the question. It's not what do I plan on attending. Maybe I'll just start wedding crashing and just show up. I for sure think I got to lock in at Joe and Serena's.
We'll
and
see.
That I better get a lock. And then I hope that I'm going to Thomas and Becca's. I spent a good time with Becca on the Bachelor Live on Stage tour. So we got really close, and then Thomas and I have been really close ever since that as well. So those are two.
And you guys were on the same season as well.
We're on the same season as well. So those are the two that I am like looking forward to, like going to. But other than that, I hope I get lucky to get to, Hannah and Dylan's. I know that one will be fun.
Well, if I had to guess, you're probably not going to be invited to that one. Only
that's fucked up.
I don't think you know either of them. Have you met either of them in person? Yeah, so I don't think you're going to get that.
No. Maybe I'll have to meet them soon.
But we'll see. Okay, breakdown number 2. Kat gets parodies on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Did you see this?
I did not see that, but I did see Kat's reactions. I did. They're incredible.
She went home this week. I'm a little upset by that. I thought she was somewhat entertaining. I thought she could have been around for another few weeks.
Right. I think all the personalities left. I think her and Kimmy G, is that what she called herself? I thought that was good personality. It's
when
tough
when Kimmy G left, I said I can't believe he's letting that girl go.
That was crazy to me. I thought she was at least sweet 16, maybe top 8. So that was kind of crazy to see that happen. But I don't know. Maybe he knows what he's looking for and he's dialed in on that. But I definitely think he should have kept those two just for the personality's sake.
I agree. But anyways, very cool that Kat that they talked about her on Fallon's show, Questlove. They did like a little spoof of her conversation with Zach. Very funny. Check it out. I'm sure you'll find it on social media. All right. A quick shout out to Blake Moynes. He suffered a scary infection. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I've actually talked to Blake. Me and Blake are actually pretty close.
Great. Okay.
So I hit him up as soon as possible. He responded, so it's good. He seems to be in good spirits. I just told him, I was like, don't go Steve Irwin on me, man. That would crush me way more than that. But, know what? Everything he's doing is just really dope. So,
so for our listeners, I guess he suffered a scary infection in Africa. Yeah. He really didn't have any service or reception. I know he was only speaking to his mom like a few times a week, if that. And then she found this out, but I guess he's okay now, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's just got to heal up, and he'll be back.
He's doing
saving the turtles.
He's all about the wildlife. He invited me to one of those trips.
Yeah, myself as well. The wolves. I love wolves. I have a wolf tattoo. So he was like, "Hey, man, if you ever want to come and do this," and he actually sent me the whole itinerary. And I was like, I don't know if I can pull it off.
Yeah,
but maybe in the future here.
I feel like the Super Bowl waste management is more our lane.
More my speed. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the episode this week, Zach's episode. I guess let's just kind of go from the beginning. I would say the biggest thing at the beginning. So we see some alum there, Victoria Fuller. I know a lot of people, when Paradise ended, they showed a preview for Zach's season, and Victoria was on it, and a lot of people were tweeting, like, what's Victoria doing there? Now we know. Right. Lotto hosted a date. You had also Tajwan there, who's our guest today, and Courtney. who is from, I believe his name was Ben. Back in the day, he was the Bachelor, and she was actually the villain of that season who won the season. So she's been around for a minute. But they were there, and the girls were doing like this I'm a bad bitch kind of thing, which I thought from watching it, it was pretty mild.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I thought it was fun though. I thought it was cool. I think they could have added a little bit more to it. But I think some of the personalities definitely came out when they were doing that. I think Brianna killed it actually. Brought out the chair, the money gun. That's what you want to see. But that's is that Brianna. What a bad bitch is?
Oh yes, America's first race. Oh, okay. All right. So while we're on Brianna, let's talk a little bit about her.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely starting to bring some of the drama. Because we saw her and the Taylor Swift girl who has a kid. She had said to her, like, jokingly in the first episode, like, you look so gorgeous, I hate you, haha.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that.
But that was clearly a joke, right?
Yeah, clearly a joke. I will say this. I think Brianna I thought she was great. I think she was killing it. Maybe the pressure's too much for her. I think the whole America's Rose pressure is eating her up to live up to some standard. I think it's maybe a little too much for her, and I think it's getting her out of her game a little bit. Because I know she's way better than what that little spoof that happened. So I'm hoping she makes a comeback, man, because she started up real high and now she's starting to slowly go.
But how about when she was talking to Zach? She's like, if you don't want to know, and he's like, is it handled? She's like, yeah. He's like, then I don't want to know. She's like, okay, I won't tell you.
Beautiful.
She's like, I won't tell you, but this is what happened. She still told them. She still told them.
Yeah, no, that crushed it there, man. That's what you want to see, that kind of maturity.
No, but you don't. That's the thing. I think that's what people like. Yes, like for his future in finding a wife, that is what you want to see. But for entertainment purposes, I think we would have rather him be a little immature there.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Then why did he let go of Kat and all the
because
all the personality?
The guy is making mature decisions. Okay, what else? Anything else stand out in that episode? We'll touch on Tahzjuan, but right before she comes on, she'll be on in a little bit.
I thought that Gabby had the comeback of the year. Gabby went in, had a really bad conversation. She was nervous about it. Then I think she had another combo with him and she crushed it with chocolate. I think that was a huge step. Now I'm a big fan of Gabby. I think she's gonna go a little bit further down the line, and I would say Jess is in game. That's what I got from.
Okay, so I would say I agree with you on Gabby. I feel like Gabby and Brianna, both switched. Yeah. They were spiraling, and they both switched, and now Gabby kind of she got what she needed, her validation, and now they're good.
Right.
Also, another big thing in the episode, when Christina told Zach that she had a kid.
Hey, that's I was watching man's reaction though, dude. You can't fake that reaction. That was a real oh wow, nice. But I think at the end of the day, he did handle it right. But I mean, it's definitely a conversation she had to bring up, and I'm glad she did it. And I think he handled it pretty well, very real, and it wasn't like a fake facade that he was giving off. You know what I mean? So it was good to see that.
Exactly. If he would have responded oh, amazing, I love that for us.
I'm ready for this. Yeah,
it's not real. For him to be able to see a future with her, he had to absorb the fact that he could potentially become a father figure after this.
Absolutely.
Which is heavy for anyone. So
for anyone. Yeah,
I think he handled it very well. I was watching because I was like, is he gonna just let her go right now? I was like, this guy's gonna get Clayton hate right now. Because
has that happened before, where someone has been sent home on the first one-on-one date?
Yeah, I think it happened. Rachel sent home the kid that's a race car driver.
The Jordan kid. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's tough.
Yeah. And then let's go back real quick to Tajwan.
Okay.
So she comes in. Whenever they bring back alum, I'm just kind of like, if they're there just for like what Fuller and Courtney just did, but like when they come back and try to get onto the season, I'm always like, here we go again. Is this crazy? Like, but then Tahzjuan sat there with all the girls and basically was like talking shit, and I was like, all right, I'm here for this.
I'm here for Tahzjuan. She's on a war path, which is nice. Yeah. No, I thought he was gonna let her stay.
So did I. I think he should have let her.
He should have let her stay. I don't know why he didn't do that. I think she was very intentional. Like I think that's attractive. I think intentional, like a girl just knowing what she wants and like actually going for it. That's a good move. I don't know why he froze up like that. And I respected the other women. I get that, but hey, give everyone a shot there.
I mean, here's the thing, right? If there was 10 women left, then I get respect for the other women. But right now there's 25 women in the house.
Exactly.
Bringing on another one isn't really going to make that big.
That's when Blake came in on my season. So like, and he made it. And he won.
Yeah.
Exactly. Could have been the same thing for Tajwan. So I think he might have missed something there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how well that went for Blake. He's in Africa right now. This guy in Africa with an infection. No, but honestly, hoping I really like Blake and hoping everything goes well. Okay. That's it. We're wrapping that. Let's do the clickbait of the week, and then we have Tahzjuan coming on because I can't wait to hear what she has to say about the other women.
Beautiful.
All right. Clickbait of the week. This is good because last time I checked, you're still single-ish. You're in the dating game, right?
Yeah, in the dating game for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The headline is women should stop making the first move. Now, yeah.
Wait, when do women make the first move? This is news to me.
Really?
Dude, I'm always the chaser, dude. I love that. I guess the ones I go for are the ones that I'm chasing or going for.
Okay, but being, we kind of know how this is when you come off the show and you're a guy that's been on The Bachelor and you're hanging out like you guys do with a bunch of guys from the show. Women will come up to you and say hello or at least shoot their shot. That's never happened?
That's happened, but it never works for me. Like if a girl that comes up to me is like, hey, you're from that show, I'll just keep it as like, oh, nice to meet you, rather than try to like pursue something that I usually don't go for people who know that I'm on the show.
Okay, but what if she doesn't know you're on the show and she makes a move on you, the first move? I
don't have a problem with that. I really don't.
Neither do I. But in this article, they're saying a lot of guys have an issue with that because it makes them feel like they lose dominance, I guess, because
No, that's trash if guys think that. I think
so too.
Guys I love the fact that I get to kind of court a woman. You know what I mean? And just kind of get to know her, like me doing these gestures for her rather than her having to do that for me. I don't know. I just I'm a giver, not I'd rather give my time trying to get the girl than, her trying to get me. I'm not like the prize possession. But
yeah, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't be a turnoff for you if.
Oh, not completely. No.
So yeah, okay, and that's how I feel too. I think, like, I guess if I was like looking at a girl, if I was single and I was looking at a girl and she was looking at me, and then like I hesitated and didn't make the first move, and then she came up and made the first move.
Perfect.
I guess I would kind of be in my head though. I would lose a little confidence that I wasn't the first one to do it.
No, I'd be like, hey, we're here now. Let's.
Okay.
You went and did it instead of me. I was too chicken, so I'll take that. That's usually how it usually happens for me. Actually.
Okay. All right. Well, women, if you're listening to this and you do make the first move, I wouldn't be discouraged by that because I think you should if you want to, and if you don't want to, hopefully he makes the first move, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I think it is the perfect time because the woman that we have coming on the podcast is very assertive. You just saw her on Zach's episode. Unfortunately, Tajwan did get sent home. I thought she should have stayed. I thought Zach should have kept her. I can't wait to hear more from her. She was on my season of Paradise. She initially was on Colton Underwood's season of The Bachelor. Everyone, please welcome Tahzjuan to Clickbait. Tajwan, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Have you ever met Andrew?
I haven't, not in person. Nice to
I've
meet
heard
you,
a lot
Andrew.
about you. Don't worry. I know your reputation precedes you for sure. I'm Andrew. Nice to meet you officially.
You as well.
All right, Taj. So where are you in the world? Are you still living in Denver?
I'm still living in Denver. It's been super cold there, like -5 degrees. So I'm currently in Mexico for vacation.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Where
Yeah.
in Mexico?
Todos Santos currently, but
Fun.
Cabo.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And are you still, last time I checked, you were doing real estate, right?
Yeah. Still in the real estate grind in Denver. So having
Love
fun doing that. Yeah.
And okay, let's get into it. You were on this week's episode. You walked out for the whole bad bitch segment. Let's start from the beginning. What happened? You got the call. They wanted you on. How did this go down?
Yeah, so I got the call and they were like, hey, we want you to come help out and judge one of the group dates. And so I was more than happy to jump in and join and help the ladies out.
Did you know before going on that Zach was the Bachelor?
I knew that he was the Bachelor beforehand, but I didn't watch his season. So like the night before, I'm like, okay, who is everyone that's going to be there? Just because I didn't really have any background.
Okay.
What was it that attracted you to Zach?
So during the group date, we had a second and a moment to just like chat and talk. And I was not expecting him to just be so level-headed. He seemed just like a really great guy, hanging out with everyone. So
Okay.
that was just like the initial like, oh, wow, he's very put together and very tall and seems like a really great guy. Perfect guy to be the Bachelor.
So when you were there on the date, what was your thoughts on all the women? Did you think they performed well? I thought it was kind of mild, personally.
It's funny that you should ask because during the date, like, obviously it's really hard to put yourself out there, right? But I think that that's what everyone's there to do. And all the girls were amazing, lovely women. I was like looking around the room and they are absolutely stunning. I think just some of them held back a little bit. It's a group date. There was a winner of the group date. So it's like, you really had to bring it.
Were you or any of the other girls that were with you, Victoria and Courtney, were you guys able to like give them advice during, or did you guys talk to them at all?
Yeah, I think we talked to them for a little bit throughout the date, but it wasn't anything like substantial. We were just, observing them in their element, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we get Victoria and Courtney, they leave, but you stick around, you go back to the house. What made you make that decision?
Yeah, I think what I've learned just with being on the show is that, you really have to put yourself out there, even when you're uncomfortable. And so I think that was just like, okay, I'm here, I'm single, and Zach seems like a really great guy. So why not go try and have a conversation with him? I think there was a part that you guys didn't see where we sat down and had a conversation. And so it was just like shooting my shot. What do I have to lose at the end of the day? No is the worst thing that can happen. So
did you feel a connection at all, a spark when you guys had that first conversation?
Right.
It's interesting. So I'm a personality person, and I think just having a conversation with him, there clearly wasn't any like romance or spark there. But I think it just really was nice to even just have a conversation with him. So
Okay, so with that, like, then what is your type slash what are you looking for?
Yeah, so it's everyone has like their list, right? Like, oh, I want a guy who's this, and that. And I don't really have that list. I am a big personality person. And if you're a good person, we can laugh and have a good time. I think that that's more attractive to me than anything else.
That's
Gotcha.
fair. Okay, so um, you know, when you after you talked to Zach, you came back and you started talking. You sat down with the women, and then I was like, "All right, this is getting
Yeah.
good," because
Yeah.
you you went at him like you really did. Like you were not that you went at him, but you weren't going to take any shit. You're kind of like, "I'm here just as much as you guys are here, and I'm kind of interested in him now, so I'm shooting my shot, and I don't give a fuck who has an issue with it." Right?
Yeah, okay. Can we set the record straight on that? Because
Let's do it.
I got so much flack of like, who do you think you are? Like you came when I watched the episode, my soul left my body because I'm
Really?
like, I'm not a mean spirited person. I try not to take life too seriously and just like enjoy life and have a good time. And so I was like, who is that person? Because it's just like it was very weird to watch it back.
Right.
But to preface it though, like I was sitting on the couch by myself, and I think there's like a part in the episode where you see my face kind of like drop, and there's like 15 girls coming up to me by myself sitting on a couch, and I don't know any of them. They've been in the house for like I don't know, a few days a week maybe at this point. And so I'm like, okay, here we go, buckle up, like get
Were there
ready
any
because
conversations or anything said to you that might have not been, aired that some of the girls might have said to you, or was everything pretty much, as was?
no, it was definitely as it was, but you see like clips and moments of that. And
Right.
so to paint kind of like a little bit of a bigger picture, it really was like, what are you doing here? And from my personal like perspective and point of view is that like I deserve to be in a room just as much
Right.
as the next person. And so that was just kind of me defending myself. And I'm like a very introverted person. I'm not an extrovert. So being in like that tense situation was really overwhelming. And so I think that's kind of what you see me doing is um, trying to stick up for myself.
Well,
I
yeah, I
definitely could
feel
Yeah.
have
No.
like
done it in a different way, but
I feel like from what you said, it's like it seems like you went into defense mode because you're sitting there by
for
yourself,
sure.
minding your business, and then all of a sudden, all the girls come up to you, which I'm assuming, production's like, all right, we're gonna shoot, like
Yeah.
everyone go in this
That's
room
yeah.
Yep.
and let's have this conversation. So, I guess were there any women that you were like, I don't know, you were just like, okay, like you're giving me bad vibes, like I'm not feeling this right now.
No, I didn't get bad vibes from everyone. I think rightfully so. Their reaction to me showing up to kind of the after party was justified, right? Like they've gone through this whole process. They're starting out and they're trying to make connections with Zach. And when you're in a group, you're trying to it's really a weird like thing to think about because you're in a room full of 20 other women, right? And it's like
Right.
you're not the only one that's going to be you're up against other ladies at the end of the day. So that's just like was my not so friendly reminder that you're among other people too.
Got it. Okay, so were you let's bring it back. Let's bring it back real quick to the catwalk. Was there anything that you would have liked to see the women do? Or anything maybe you were sitting there because I know like I'll sit and like if you watch stand up or watch anyone perform, you kind of sometimes you can put yourself in that situation and think what you would do.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you would have done or anything you wanted to see the girls do?
I think that the girls like watching everyone's catwalk, like they took it to the next level. Actually, like I don't think I could have done what they did.
Really?
No, it's
Wow.
like all
Okay.
eyes are on you. It's just like it's a very, very intense thing, especially like to share your story about like how, the one time you've been the baddest bitch and you stood up for yourself and all these things. I'm like, I don't even know what I would what I would do or say walking down the catwalk. So definitely kudos to them for doing it.
Okay. So what's going on in the real world? Are you single still? Are you dating? What's up with that?
I am taken. So I am
You're
single.
taken.
I am
Congrats.
dating.
Wait,
Dating.
you're single or you're taken?
I'm taken.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I'm not single.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm in a relationship, but I think too, a lot of times it's difficult in like this world, right? Where it's like you go to paradise and you're looking for love. And I think I've done it so many times that it's like, okay, I need to like,
Is this guy Trey's uncle?
right. Absolutely not.
No.
I know everyone's probably wondering.
Well, that's because I mean I've heard a lot about you. One of my best friends is Trey, and he
Yeah.
speaks really highly of you. Actually, he did say that he's kind of disappointed he left the beach the way that he did. If Trey stayed, would you have tried to rework some things out with Trey?
Oh, I did. I did, even after leaving the beach. He was just very like not happy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, sounds good. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
so even
keep it.
after Paradise, you tried to like reconnect and hit him up and
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
And
See, he didn't tell me that part.
he was just like not he was not happy
He was very
about the
unhappy
whole.
with the show. Yeah, very unhappy. So I get that. But now, like, he kind of looks back on it. He told me that he kind of regretted leaving. He think he, was being a little bit of a baby with the holes. He didn't like the heat or the sleeping arrangements. So.
Look, neither did I. So, I mean, again, it's like, it's really that environment just can be hard sometimes, and you
Right.
just never know how you're gonna be. So it's not for the faint of heart.
It's not. That's right. That's true.
that was your second time in Paradise, correct?
Yeah, second go around.
And if it doesn't work out with you and the guy, which I'm hoping it does, would you go
Thanks,
back?
Joe.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I after this last episode, I'm like not sure. I'm like maybe I should throw in the towel and hang it up, but never say never. You never know what life has to offer and bring, and everything happens for a reason. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
I think also because I'm also somebody that has gone back, and it is overwhelming at first, but I do think I think you were overwhelmed being down there. And then obviously you're kind of defending yourself in front of 15 women. They're mad. You get why they're mad. But
Yeah.
if Zach would have kept you or asked you to stay and you said yes, I feel like it would have gotten easier for you. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, it's just with that initial, right? The first time going back in is always like the hardest. And so I think it would have been easier. And I think I would have made friends with a lot of the girls too, because I wasn't just there to steal their man, So
Okay, now I'm assuming you watched the whole episode, right?
yeah.
Who do you really dislike, and who do you want to end up with Zach or make it far?
See, this was like the whole thing with seeing the ladies. I'm like, who in the room is his wife? It's really hard to say, especially so early on. So
Right.
I'm intrigued. I'm ready to keep watching this season to see how it all plays out. Because I'm really not sure. I mean, as far as disliking anyone in the room, at this point, I think I know a couple of names.
Please drop them.
Let's go.
Don't worry. No one's going to hear this.
No, I just mean like I don't know the women enough to be able to judge them, right? Like I'm not going to judge
Right.
them off of one comment that they said when I showed up. So I'm sure there will be some after watching a couple more episodes. Someone will surface to the top. Who knows?
Okay. So you're gonna be nice. You're not gonna name any names.
No, honestly, I don't even know like the whole roster of names.
Okay.
Like no one's coming to mind at
Okay.
the moment.
All right. Well, anything else new with you? Anything you want to drop on this podcast?
Let's see. Anything else new with me? I've been traveling a lot. I feel like I haven't been home, and I just want to see more of the world this year. So nothing crazy, and just keep helping people buy and sell homes,
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Do you
Yeah.
feel actually? I want to know this. Do you feel like? Do you think going on the show or being on the show a few times and now you're kind of have this TV personality? Do you think that's helped you in the business world, especially like real estate?
I think it's always like really hard to say, right? I'm like, like when it comes to like meeting people, I'm out meeting with clients, people come up and say like, were you on The Bachelor? All these things. And I think I get more love than I do hate. It always
Right.
outweighs it, right? So it's been an interesting like dynamic out in the world. But I think for the most part, outside of kind of my very harsh entrance, people usually get to know me a little bit differently outside of just
I've
what they
actually
see on
been
the
seeing a
show.
lot of outpouring of love. Even a Tajwan for Bachelorette. So what
Yeah,
are
I
your
feel
thoughts?
I feel like you get a
Yeah.
lot of love.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of love. So Bachelorette, you're single. If you're single, what do you say to being the Bachelorette?
Oh, I would 100% do it. That's not even a question. I
Okay,
think
good. See, a
that
lot of people like to tiptoe around that and maybe, but love that.
No, because I think at the end of the day, right, like the reason for me showing up is to find love in the first place. And that's always just been where I have come from in all of this. And so, like, obviously, I want to find my person who knows if the person that I'm with is like my person at the end of the day, but time will tell. I think it would be a great experience. And I think people would get to know me on a different level outside of just like what they see in Paradise or what they see in one episode or clip,
All right,
Yeah.
can I ask you this?
Go for it, Joe.
All right, the guy that you're dating right now, and I'm assuming he might be in Mexico with you. If they called you to be the Bachelorette in this state of the relationship that it's in now, do you turn it down or do you accept it?
Joe, that's a really great question.
She'd be like, baby, don't listen to this.
I think some very serious conversations would be had at that point.
Okay.
If that was presented.
Fair.
Tajwan, we enjoyed having you here today. Thank you for coming on. We'd like to play a little game with you. It's called Rapid Fire. You guys, are you ready for this?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. So first question is, what is the first thing you do after waking up?
Cup of coffee.
Really? Big cup?
I'm like a big routine person. Cup of coffee, read a couple pages of a book, and get my day started. Gotta do it.
Love that.
Okay. Obviously, I have a Christmas tree in my background here. What is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday has to be Thanksgiving because of the food.
What's
like
the
you can
spread
just
looking
be
like?
gluttonous, fried turkey. If you haven't tried it, you got to try it.
Okay.
It's just like such a good time and being around family too.
Okay. Love that. Where's the one place in the world that you have to visit?
The Taj Mahal. I have to visit
that is
it.
epic. You have to do that.
I want to see it. And the story behind it is also really cool too. So I got to see the Taj Mahal before I die.
Okay. Go-to cocktail.
This is so funny because I was just on a trip with a couple of the guys from Gabby and Rachel season, and their go-to was like a vodka pineapple drink. And I typically don't have a go-to. Like I'm like, I don't know what I want. There's so many options.
Right.
But I would say at this point in my life, a glass of champagne.
Oh, nice.
Champagne.
Stunning. Ooh. A Negroni for me.
Right.
Cats or dogs?
Cat. Whoa, dogs all the way.
Oh,
you said cat.
You said cat.
Yeah.
It made me nervous for a second.
Freudian slip. No, cats scare me a little bit. I'm a dog person.
Gotcha. Okay, what is the best advice you've ever received?
Oof. Best advice I've ever received. That's a really good one. I don't quote me on this, but it's like, don't be realistic. Right? Like someone said to me one time, like, oh, what about Bachelorette? Why would you think that you would ever be the Bachelorette? And I'm like, you have to live a delusional life and just go after all the things. So don't be realistic.
Like that.
Don't be realistic.
I love that.
Being realistic's boring.
Exactly.
It is. Yeah. Next question. What is your screensaver on your phone?
Oh, great one. So I made a vision board for 2023. So there's a boat in Italy. There's like a quote saying I'm stepping into the most successful decade of my life. There is a house by the water and a private jet and a car. You got to dream big, you know? And there's an engagement ring on there too.
Oh,
Jesus.
So
That's a busy screensaver.
Oh, my God. Oh man, I wish I should do more with mine. I have a llama, but what is
I have like
your
a
go-to-
street. I have like just a random street that I
I'm gonna change mine. Someone DM'd me a really pretty screensaver that says "Bad bitches don't cry." So I think I'm gonna
Love
change
that.
it up.
That's a slogan we have to go by. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, go-to karaoke song. This past week it was Usher, "Let It Burn."
Oh,
throwback.
okay. That is a throwback.
Yeah.
A little in the feels though. A little bit, you know.
Always.
What's your favorite curse word?
Favorite curse word?
It's a trick question. I know your mama don't let you cuss.
Right. I feel like I throw out shit sometimes and I'm like, oh, excuse my French. Sorry.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Shit works.
Yeah.
Who is the baddest bitch in Zach's group of women?
Oh my gosh. I like Brianna. Brianna is just beautiful, stunning, and I
Right.
think she's able to articulate herself really well, which can be hard to do.
I think she crushed the catwalk as well. I think she was the leader of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Who is the all-time greatest bad bitch in Bachelor Nation?
In all of Bachelor Nation? Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. There are so many. Caitlin Bristow.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I actually think
agree with
that's I think that might be correct.
She's a boss as well.
She
Like, I think she just
brings it.
runs shit. Yeah. I love that one.
For
I love
sure.
that. Well, that was the end of that game. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Tajwan. I think we had a lot of fun. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, and it's always fun hanging out with Taj. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Tajwan. So Trey said that, huh? Trey,
Yeah, man. Well, Trey, sometimes Trey's a very emotional guy, and he's so like we're all vulnerable with each other, man. Like we just completely spew everything out. And he said he just wished he would have just had, stuck around in Paradise a little bit longer. And he said maybe something could have happened, but he just
Well,
could not.
I think you should call him out now because she literally said that she reached out to
Dude,
him and tried to make it
No,
happen after.
he was done, man. But he does regret like not giving his full, shot there. So, dude, Trey is he's the ultimate compassionate guy, man. He's like the glue that keeps us all together. He's one of the nicest dudes, smartest guys I've ever met as well. So
He had me and Ivan actually in tears crying.
he's hilarious, dude.
He's
so
a funny guy.
funny.
He's
Yeah.
funny.
Joe Amabile, thank you, man, for having me today. Thank you all the listeners out there for tuning in, and thank you, Tahzjuan, for bringing the energy. We loved it. We enjoyed our time here.
Yes.
As always, Bachelor Nation, thank you.
Of course, yes, she was great, and you're stealing my lines because, as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your questions. We want to know what clickbait you want us to get into. Make sure to follow us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram. All the links to all our socials are right on that page. They are also casting for men to date our next Bachelorette. Who's that going to be? I really do think it's going to be somebody from the season, but we'll see. So if you are single or you know someone who is single, go to our website to nominate or apply at bachelornation.com/apply. Share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you are looking at this week. And Prime members, make sure to listen to Clickbait ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus and Apple Podcasts. But before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at wondery.com/survey.
That was good. You kind of sound like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's
Not
great.
gonna lie.
I love
Did
that.
you get that a lot?
I love that. I don't, but I'll take it.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Joe had so much fun.
Yep, everyone. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.